What's up, dirty plant hoes and all you dirty plant enthusiasts out there? It is I, your plant madam, Raquel. And today we have a good old-fashioned plant haul. I went up to Northwest Arkansas over the weekend, which I don't do very often, and I found some really cute stuff while I was up there. I got some plants. I also got some pots. So I figured we would start out this month with a good old-fashioned plant haul. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is not a part of the plant haul. It is a part of the unboxing footage that I so unfortunately lost. My son was super disappointed too because he was the one who unboxed this. This is from Darren at Delirium Studios. I'm gonna show you guys this hanging up in my plant room, but this is new to his collection. It is totally insane. My teenage boys absolutely love it. They think it's terrifying. It's scared everybody in the middle of the night at this point. You don't have to worry about the skull like falling. Sometimes when you buy a hanging pot, it will be very precariously sitting within the ropes, you know, and it's just kind of like, you know. But he's actually got it strung through here and the knot's actually tied, so I don't have to worry about what angle I'm holding it at. But it is absolutely horrifying, and once again, it's going to take forever for me to find something that's fitting to go in here. I've got some beautiful orchids that I picked up, and maybe that's what needs to go in here because Darren is an orchid enthusiast, so that would actually be pretty fitting. So absolutely horrifying and terrific all at the same time. If you guys are interested, definitely go check out his Etsy shop, Delirium Studio store. If you do make a purchase, be sure and leave him a review. His stuff is absolutely magical. So it's already been hanging up here. I haven't committed anything to it yet. And as far as like other items go, and also a plant, because you know, I had to stick this air plant in here. This is from where we went to Westwood Gardens. And when I saw this wasn't even hanging up. It was like in a big wicker basket or whatever. But I knew I had to have it. I'm super into the gold metallic. I have been for a really long time, and it's just like a hanging piece. So now that I'm kind of filming in here in my plant room a little bit more, I was thinking about hanging up some stuff behind me, perhaps the skull that Darren just sent to me. Definitely this. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's a vibe if there ever was a vibe to be had. So super cute. I'm just gonna like sit that right here. I've noticed that it gets scratched up like hella easy, so I'm trying to be very gentle with it. And then there is this air plant, and what's weird is they had some of them planted in cocoa coir, and then they had some of them just kind of laying out. But I couldn't resist, and this guy wasn't super duper expensive or anything. It was I think about $20, and you can tell that this air plant is about to bloom. It's just amazing. It's huge. But for any of you really super experienced air plant growers, which I've had mine for a couple of years, but if you've had this one in particular, should I pot this up in the cocoa coir like in a little hanging planter, or is it okay to leave it out and do like the regular dunking maintenance that I do for these types of plants? So leave a comment down below if you know how I should take care of it. I cannot wait to see what these blooms look like. Maybe I'll get around to posting it on Instagram when it actually happens. I never got around, I don't think, to posting my orchid that bloomed on Instagram. I get caught up in life, you know, I forget to post shit. But anyways, so that's the first plant that I got while I was out there. I'm gonna put that back in there. Okay, so right over here is another plant that I picked up, and I was so friggin' impressed, you guys, because I've been going to Westwood Gardens for a hot minute. Probably the past 2 years, not super often, but definitely have been going, and I have never seen these for sale. So this is a Oncidium orchid according to the identification here, and it was $34.95. So I thought that was soups affordable, especially when I'm not having to deal with shipping. I'm not having to deal with waiting for it to bloom myself. This is actually already bloomed. This one right here is actually in the process of like trying to open. I got one where there was still like some blooms yet to have bloomed yet. So this beautiful Oncidium, is this the one? Yeah, and this even has like little tinges of purple here on the very tips of the leaves. And these orchid blooms are absolutely freaking gorgeous, okay? And then I got this really beautiful, it's called a glazed egg pot. And I thought this was, you know, like if you compare these, oh, don't throw up, are you okay? You can get up here if you want to get up here, bub. And compared to the prices at Walmart for like what they normally charge for some of their pots they have in their collection, I thought $17.95 was comparable to the stuff at Walmart, and it's not comparable in the looks department. It is a deep brown, and then it's really hard to see, but there are little speckles of like a robin's egg blue. Super gorgeous. This is my first go around with an Oncidium orchid. Definitely leave care tips in the comment section down below because I don't want to mess it up. I'm totes an orchid mom now because mine bloomed. Again, the bloom already died and I didn't make a video about it, so I'm an orchid mom, not a doctor. So the first thing I'm gonna show you that was super cool, and my dog's already jacked up one of the leaves, running at the mailman, but this is a Cryptanthus bromeliad according to the tag. And this one is labeled as Earth Star. Let me know if that's accurate down in the comments. You guys are super knowledgeable. And I couldn't pass it up. I mean, that is freaking cool. Definitely giving me sea creature vibes. I can't even describe the pattern. It's almost, it's just completely reptilian looking, snake, reptile looking, and the hot pink, anytime that pops up on a plant in nature, it's hard for me to resist when God pops up and says, hi.
It is amazing.
That's God's work. She said, hi. School, mama. Get into it.
So next I got some of this Reindeer spring moss. Now, I'm sure that's not what it is. And I'm not even sure, I'm not convinced whether or not, like, is this real moss? Is this not real moss? Is this only decorative moss? It says, hand-selected mosses are as plump as they are versatile. I don't know, guys. Is this live or not? I don't know. Anyways, it's super cute, and they had a lot of it in their air plant displays that they had. Like, they had like these super cute little terracotta pots, and then they had like a couple of sprigs of this moss that had been moistened, and then one of the air plants just like real cutely placed in there, and I just thought that was adorable, so I got some of that. I got this at my local Lowe's when I went and did all that shopping with you guys, and then the footage got ruined when I went to big box stores in the rain, and then my footage got ruined. There's nothing in my nose. There's nothing in my nose. Anyways, this is the variegated how do you say it? I always get that wrong. Portulacaria, kaleidoscope, or variegated, like the elephant bush. I had one. I killed it, dead. And I really missed it. I love these little teeny tiny little dainty leaves. The little teeny tiny dainty variegated leaves are so cute. Mine just kind of got pushed to the side down there, and I just didn't see it and didn't water it, and then all the little thingies fell off, and then I tried to rehab it and then it died. So replacement for that guy, Oncidium orchid. And this guy is gorgeous. So I also got a pot for him. So check this out. Even the growth habit is just so different from the Phalaenopsis. Like, I'm kind of intimidated. I think this one has actually opened since it's been here. So I did the same thing. I tried to get some that were half opened and half unopened. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Okay, and when we were at Westwoods, there was like, I don't know, probably 5, maybe 6 different kinds of Oncidium orchids. And I wanted to buy all of them, but I've never tried this type of orchid before. So I thought only buying 2 was like super adult and responsible of me. And so I got these 2 Oncidiums, and then this is the other like egg shaped pot with the little feet on it. It doesn't say like what the color is, but this one's just gorgeous also. Another really classic like blue jean type blue. I'm just a sucker for like a dripping glaze, just glazed pots all together. And I'm planning on using it just like a cash po. I'm not sure if I can get away with that with this type of orchid, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's really, really hard to pick up on camera, but the white on orchid blooms, because my Phalaenopsis, the other one that I had, the white one, it had the same deal. The white on a bloom will sparkle with like the most micro iridescent glitter that you've ever seen. And you guys know how I feel about glitter, and I find it mesmerizing. Absolutely mesmerizing. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful glitter in those blooms. And defo wish me luck with the Oncidium orchids, because I am going to need it. The next thing that I got was this little cactus here, and it just says assorted fancy cactus. But I have had some blue flame cactus in my collection for, I think, going on 3.5 years now, and they are very prickly. Like, they're covered with the blonde prickly spines or whatever. And these blue cacti, which is weird because they're still alive, still thriving, so I can keep cacti alive, succulents are much, much, much harder for me. So I'm learning to stay away from the succulentes and more towards the cacti, because we get along so well. So it's got more of the typical pina cacti type of shape. Sorry, Winston. The blue color can be super striking, especially if you put something like this in a cream pot or a white pot. It looks really, really good. I got this little dude, this little bitty air plant, and they actually labeled it, which I thought was insane for them to actually have a correct label for it. This is a little Tectorum air plant, or like a little fuzzy baby spider air plant. Lots of pictures on these online if you look them up. And I'm trying not to buy any more houseplants. Bitch, slow down. We all knew that's a mistake. I'm trying not to buy any more air plant that I don't already have, right? So I defo didn't have that one that is over there in the pot. I didn't have one of these little fuzzy ones. I think I'm gonna do an air plant collection video, because air plants legit are my jam. I really like them. They get along with me. I get along with them. They like my watering schedule. They're not super needy. They like to just be like dunked every now and again. I'll show you guys like the care or whatever that I give to them. Let me know down below. Does that sound like something, does that sound boring? Air plant collection video? That's why I get confused on what to do, because if I think about something for longer than 3 seconds, I'm like, oh, that's probably boring and no one wants to see that. Last but not least is this beautiful begonia escargot. My first one, and then I took a leaf propagation and made a second one, and then I had like 3 or 4 all at the same time in different locations around the house, and one by one they just kind of like dropped dead over the winter time. So I felt really, really bad that I actually let them all die without having a backup leaf started, and I just felt like super bummed about that. So super fortunate was that I was able to find this begonia escargot at Westwood Gardens, and I'll be taking lots of propagations of this and getting several more started, not only for the Dirty Plant Hoe Purge group, but also just for myself, because God knows I love having the escargot in my collection, and I felt really, really bad when I lost it. I lost all of them, so I was like, that's pretty much all the plants that I picked up when I was gone at Westwood Gardens. And then on Amazon, I ordered some sphagnum moss, but you know that one sphagnum moss and it has the Asian writing on it and it's like the best sphagnum moss and everybody loves it? Why is that shit never in stock? Who did this come from? I can't even remember. It was like some sort of reptile supply company, and I was hoping that this stuff looked better than the other stuff that I had just purchased. And yeah, already it looks like way better. It was so bad. It was not, they said it was meant for like orchids and plants and stuff like that, but they were a lie. I'll just tell you right now, they already look way, 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 way better than the ones that I had bought previously. So I hope that these work out a lot better. That's all for today for the houseplant haul for June of 2021. I am off to film another video for my other channel, Rachel's So-Called Life. So if you haven't already subscribed to that, go over there and check it out. And if you're curious to know what it's like to be married to me, you can go check out Heart-Shaped Leaves After Dark. Love you guys. Peace out. Later, taters. Bye. And now I would like to say a big shout out to all the loveliest supporters in all of Plant Channel Kingdom, the Dirty Plant Enthusiasts. Nadinsky, Seven Puggies, Cindy C, A Bear's Garden, Abby Gilbert, Ace Cadet, Alexandra Chilton, Always Propagating, Amanda Davila, Amber V, Amy Adwan, Ashley Caraveo, Ashley Sexton, A Warm Wind, Bailey Barnett, Barbara Lindbergh, Bryn, Carly Grinnell, Casey Dillon, Casey Glidewell, Kat and Gizmo, Chamomile Camille, Colleen Hatton, Corey Traxler, Courtney Martin, Crazy Plant Lady, Cuties with Cardi, Daniel Holt, Darren Heppel, David Sawyer, Diana Anderson, Eliza Haney, Ellen Louise Pasco, Emily Kingsley, Aaron Roche, Felicia Yeager, Finner Lamb, Fiona, Fredo79, Glass Cactus 15, Goncalo Martins, Gretchen Ward, Haley Hetrick, Haley Martin, Haley Kester, Harper Gray, Hazel Foreman, Heather Summers, Heidi Christofferson, Hells Bells, Holy Coley, Houseplanty Goodness, Hunter Jolly, Jamie Ellis, Jake Rowe, Jenna Maria, Jennifer Banner, Jennifer Girolametto, Jessica Viola, Jessica D, Joe Howard, Joseph L. Simmons V, Caitlin Card, Cassandra Hines, Kathy W, Kaylee Logan, Keith Betchel, Kelly Hodgson, Kim Toby, Kimberly Mossman, Not Dude, Christy Bim, Kaya Hauser, Kylene Cooper, Lauren Loves Leaves, Lisa Garden, Light Owl, Lilac Moore, Lillianne Morin, Lisa Nolan, Lori Davison Hughes, Luis H, Lulu's Leaves, Mackenzie Hogarth, Mara Baker, Maureen W, Megan Moyna, Meeks, Megan Lilly, Mev H, Mia Sewell, Michaela Rags, Michelle A, Michelle Mockle, Michelle Reed, Michelle Watts, Monica Allison, Nicole Rohrer, Nikki Toller, Ordinary Plant Girl, Pam's Pretty Plants, Peanuts Plants, Rachel Morale, Rachel Sharp, Raylene Hillhouse, Rhea Shields, Rhiannon C, Ricky Molbeck, Reese's Roots, Safia Bahadir, Sarah Santis, Seth Miller, Showers, ASMR, Sophie Botting, Steph Miller, Stephanie Bazella, Stephanie Menzies, Stephanie Pietro, Tanya Hautsager, Tara Christensen, Taylor Carson, T, Tiffany Wright, Trent Grolmus, Tyler Kersey, Verdigris Dreams, Bernie Zoo, Victoria Fonseca, and Wesley Limentino. And now a particularly big shout out for all the dirty ass plant hoes, the most ruthless bitches in the plant game. Danny Ryan, Abby Rupp, Allie Wells, Allison Havens, Alyssa Braden, Amber Mae Fleming, Amber Metter, Amber Poole, Amy Baxter, Andrew Wolf, Andrea Hewitt, Anna D, April Robinson, Ariel Roots, Arlisa B, Ashley Kathleen, Ashley Williams, Aubrey Puff, Beth, Hello Houseplants, Botanicaz LLC, Caitlin Christie, Carly Knight, Cassidy Walker, Chelsea Clifton, Christina Kuntz, Christy Stewart, Sierra Jones, Colin Ev, Denny Sprague, Deanne U. Santos, Darylyn, Denise Tomer, Diana Warner, Donna, Emily Cephalou, Emily Forhay, Emma LaCroix, Emma Wiley,
Florence Ramirez, Forever Hopeful Plants, Katie, Gab, Gina the Great, Haley Eblin, Haley Stanley, Heather Lamb, Heather Worrell, Houseplant Heather, Jameow, Jasmine Renee, Jedi KCC, Jen Dureha, Jennifer Rouse, Jenny Vanderbilt, Jessica Stanford, Jill Cunningham, Joanna Meyer, Caitlin Guavi, Chris, Catherine Sproles, Kelly Rice, Kelly Smith, Kelp, Kristen Williams, Christy D, Crystalia B, Lana MT, Lauren, Mary Boots, Mark Straw, Megan Baker, Megan Earls, Megan Gowdy, Melissa Hartog, Melissa Zielstorf, Michelle G, Mirena, National State Ashley, Nicholas Caruso, Nikki Grilly, Odd Avocado Tree, Olivia Wise, Oops I Sold My Planties, Paul Zhang, Peyton Gold, Pinky from Hot Farms, Plant Princess, Simonetta, QR, Reagan Cornelius, Rico 9383, Riley Elizabeth, Ren, Root and Leaf, Sammy Joe, Ruby, Sarah Schwartz, Sarah J, Sleazy Wednesday 1, Spotted Oreo 10, Stacy Anderson, Stanny, Tammy Carroll, Tara Peterson, Tara's Plants, Tropics in the Midwest, Tara Wolfgang, Tess Botsis, The Fiber Circus, The Hatter's Madness, The Plant Channel, The Plants Meow, Tracy Buzzle, Trey's Plants, Tyler Frakes, Valerie Titus, Victoria Olson, Whitney Sales, Wicked Witch Roxy, Will H, Winter Rose, and Yvonne Smith. You guys are the shit, and I love you so much. Bye. Love you guys. Later, taters.